Welcome back to the Virtuous Woman Show. We had gone for a short break and we are back. And we want to hear what really happens to widows and singles. Why is this thing that they keep saying that whenever I'm seen standing next to a man, somebody's husband, there's problem, and Esther will deal with that. But I want you to do me a favor, share this broadcast, call a friend, tell them that we are on so that they can be blessed. My sister Esther,
yes,
the issue of widows and singles, saying that they are stigmatized because of their status by the community, by the society. Is it something that plays like a defense mechanism from the widows and the singles, or is it something that is really there so that we can handle it and we can know how to play around with it and help?
Sure.
Because I've heard a lot of singles and widows saying that, hey, I don't go for maybe this meeting, I don't go for that meeting anymore. Why? Because when I go there, somebody feels like I've come to grab the husband. Is it something like, is it a defense mechanism? What can we call that? Or is it a real thing? Now that you've gone through it, you could help us.
No, thank you so much, Reverend. And it is a very good point to note, because one, first of all, I will talk me as a Esther, who has been a widow now. I'm almost now entering the 6th year. And one, I won't say we are all of us good, both singles and widows.
Yeah.
They are them that have maybe, you know, questionable characters. But if I talk with now myself, because I have an experience, and it's something that I have seen, you know, it is all around. From the friends that I had, you know, who are in that status, you know, they are married. And it made me now, I don't know, it is not a purpose, you know, I didn't purpose, you know, to walk away with them. But because of the elements that I could see, maybe Mama have visited you. We were good, you know, friends when he was alive and we could visit each other. But, you know, I'm talking as an ex, I have you know, an experience. You know, you find when I visit you maybe severally, you see, you know, the relationship becomes cold. The way, you know, the way you handle me, it's like I'm a threat to you. Simply because I'm a widow, and especially when you look maybe at Esther, maybe she's young. We like that. It's
She's
like
trendy.
We are a threat.
She's young and trendy.
So there is that attitude with, especially, and I'm saying this with a lot of love, especially with the ladies who are married. It's like they feel Esther is a threat.
Okay.
Every time you see Esther, maybe nimeshuka matatu and ninatembea with a mzee, you know, or with a guy. There is nothing really that people see. We can be talking positively. This mzee, na huyu, I have even heard, wakisema, mchunge sana huyu alipoteza bwanake. You know, and it is so painful. When you know yourself, you know your focus, your goal, and in fact, maybe even that very moment, you're not even ready for a man. You have your own issues that you are fighting. So you find those things are there. It is true, they are there. Both in church, you know, I have an experience. So you find unaka kutengwa. So you find most of widows and singles, they walk alone, or either they walk with the people who are in their status, because they don't want, you know, somebody akae. It's like they interpret things the way they are not. So that thing, it is there, and it is with the society. And that is why I'm talking to the society nowadays. You know, I think you better now help us, you know, move on. Because the moment I'm in a journey of healing, I'm in a journey of overcoming things that I went through, then now the people that maybe I think can help me overcome these, Mom, we were friends, instead of seeing me and maybe sitting me down and Esther, since Baba went, what have you been going through? You see me as a threat. So una feel you don't belong anywhere in the society.
We see you as you've come to intrude, and you have like your motive. You're not coming to us genuinely.
Definitely. So unakuta the widows now, they're in their own world. They can only relate with somebody who has lost the spouse, or a single lady who has maybe intentionally, or something has happened that they are no longer together. They will understand each other. And sometimes it is not easy even maybe to locate where is the other widow that I can relate with. So you find yourself in your own world. And when you are with the society, you are you are so sensitive. Okay. How will this person treat me? Sometimes you don't even want your kids to relate with this family because it can be used against you. So you find you are just alone in your own world. And that is why we'll talk to the society outside there. I'm not saying we are all good. I have heard stories of mtu aliachwa na kaharibu boma ya wenyewe. But I think somebody like, I have the fear of God in me. The things that I went through cannot allow me to do some things. So when I realized that, and I come across a family that maybe is thinking Esther is a threat, in fact inaongeza uchungu. And even overcoming that mourning period become very hard, because every time I wish my hubby was. I wish.
So not all widows.
Not all widows.
One single ladies are there to take married your husband.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Esther, what about this issue of the children? Dad has died. We concentrate on the wife who has been left. Unless both the husband and the wife are gone, both parents are gone, then we always concentrate on the children.
Yes.
But when mom is there, mom has been left, we tend to forget the children.
Sure.
How does it make widows feel?
I'm telling you, it is not a good experience. And personally, it is something that I'm really overcoming it daily. Because one, your spouse is gone. You have a lot of wounds inside you. Here are the kids that also are going through pain. You are in pain, and nobody has come to take care of the kids. And I have come to realize, and this is a very good thing that you have really focused on, because when a spouse goes, we only focus to either a widow or a widower. We forget there were kids that were left. And you find if we don't balance the two, the kids suffer more. And especially one, emotionally, it can even affect their self-esteem. Because one, before I overcome, you will find a widow, and I know you have interacted with them. They have there's a lot of anger in them.
Yeah, my mom.
There's a lot of bitterness in them. There are things you are trying to overcome. So when a kid comes and they want, you to address a certain thing, especially of their dad. One, you are bleeding, you have a lot of pain. You will either put off that kid or you will be very bitter about the kid. So what a kid does, ni kukaa kando. One, you are not helping the kid. And that is why I usually talk, even the churches, when something of the sort happened in church, can we have people who will come in, tell me, Esther, I want you to give me your daughter for a day or two. Talk with my daughter, get to know
people that are mature and
exactly. Shekina, since your dad left, what have you been going through? What is, help that child, become strong emotionally. If it is my boy, can I have maybe a mzee in church who can tell me, can I be talking to your boy? Because one challenge that we go through, I have an experience now, I have a boy. Sometimes it is easier to talk to my daughter at some level. But my son, there are things that he really wants to see from a father figure perspective. And when the society sees us the way I had told you before, who will be there now to help my boy now? Build these principles that accompanies a man. At some point, I will need a man.
Yeah.
And that is why sometimes the society also is so hostile. Kwa nini Esther, maybe I'm not saying I'm getting married. Kwa nini Esther ulioleka? Sometimes we are forced because of the kids that are left behind, especially when you have a boy. He really misses that a father figure in him.
They get to a place whereby it's called identification.
Exactly.
They want to identify with a male figure.
I have seen
dress it. Like a,
I have seen it personally. And there is a difference between the kids that had been brought up by a single parent and the kids when wamelelewa na the two parents, there's a lot of difference. Because like mine, they had two parents. One of them is no longer there.
Yes.
So there are things that they had learned from the father. They want to see the continuity.
Yeah.
There are things, the way the nature is, there are things that they can only be addressed to my son by a man.
You're right.
So sometimes even when you see widows and single getting married, we are so much to, you know, criticize. But you know, as they grow, you feel that gap. As much as I don't want to, my kids, they are forcing me that direction.
Yes.
Because they need a mentor as a father figure.
So you are advocating and you're saying, please, the society, the community, whether it's a church-based community, self-help community, where we come from, we should be sensitive on coming in to support the children and not just focus on the mother.
No.
Because most of the times we focus on the mother and the society that we live in.
Sure.
Esther, and this is important for us to address, is the lady, the widow that is left.
Yeah.
You know, our African setting is good.
Yeah.
And I always say we are communal people. we want to know how that one is doing.
Exactly.
In the village or estate. You know? But let me say this. When it comes to now getting married, because at some point a widow or a widower will get married. But let me address the widow.
Yes.
In our African setting where we are, this one is slowly breaking away, but slowly, I can say slowly breaking away.
Yeah.
When the husband, when a wife dies, let's say, the man
can marry,
and it's okay.
And it is very okay.
It is very okay.
Yes.
But when a lady wants to get married, it becomes an issue that...
To be a debate.
To a debate. Maneno mtu nyingi zenye tunajua zimeendelea kwa tumezisikia hata sisi. When I was growing up, I heard. And I kind of grew up knowing, mama akiwachwa atakani kuoa. Kuolewa. Achunge watoto. Lakini baba akiwachwa, yeye anaweza akaoa. Hata kama ni after 2 months. Hata
ni the following week.
For the following week, inakuwa tu ni sawa. How can we rectify that in our society?
Yeah, it is a very good concern because one, as I had said earlier, the moment you are left as a widow, there are a lot of responsibility in bringing up the children.
Yeah.
And you know, even the Bible says a man carries authority. There is that authority that my hubby had that I will never even acquire. He could stand up and say, I don't want this. And the kid's like, no, this is the dad talking. And when it is a mother, it's like to go the same rika. It's like they don't take it, you know, seriously. So there is that authority that is with the men. And that is why you find when you are bringing these kids, na unasikiaga watu wengi wakisema, huyu alikuwa mtoto wa single mother. That is why anafanya ABCD. We are so quick to judge them, but I'm telling you, trying to balance everything. You are the breadwinner, the responsibility in wewe, bringing them up, and especially the son. I really talk about the son because I have seen it. You know, it is not easy. So that is why you find the situation or whatever you are learning from them make you really think, no, despite God, when the right time is due, I think I will need a man because sometimes it is not easy to handle some things. It takes the grace of God. And as you are saying it, I really request the society, the churches, the group, the moment they realize a widow somewhere.
And the widow wants to get married.
Exactly.
Yes.
Help them now by supporting them.
Yes.
Because we are also human beings. Some of us were left when we were so young. Kama si kuogopa Mungu. Na the foundation that we had, that is why you find kuna widows na singles wenye watu wanaongeleaga their work is just you know, destroying marriages. So it is not because you are human. Sometimes you are very young. There are a lot of loneliness that comes. Because mind you, kama mimi, job, home. Job, home. You have your own issues that you carry. You have nobody to talk to. If you talk to, it is your kids, and you will talk, you know, you'll talk to them at some levels. There are things you cannot even discuss.
You cannot express.
You get. So even sometimes the loneliness, those things, you also need that love. can you please help them? Ukisikia widow anaoleka, be the first one.
What
you can do is to sit that widow down. Do you know the person you are getting married to?
Yes.
Have you taken care of the kids?
And that is what I want you to address now as we finish, as you look at your camera there.
Yes.
And for a widow that is watching you, and she feels like time imefika, mi nataka kuolewa. What are some of the things, like 2 or 3 things they should consider?
True.
Not just their maybe conjugal rights or what their body is feeling. What are some of the things that they should put into consideration before they get married?
There are very critical issues that a widow should look up to when you want now to graduate.
Yes,
to
address them there now.
Yes, and one, you have to be very, very keen. Here, you have kids that you're taking care of. This person you are bringing on board, have they related with these kids? Because it's not about getting a husband, but it is about your kids. Have they related very well? Have you taken care of that? Secondly, who is this person that you are getting married to? I really pray, if it is a widow, can God open door you get connected maybe to a widower who will be able to understand the pain and the journey that you have walked. And again, this widower will have also the kids maybe. So it will be very easy for both of you to complement each other and bring the kids together. So that is one thing I'm really keen about, because today if I come across a guy, the first thing that I would really want to take care of. In fact, see Esther, don't win Esther. Can you win my 2 kids? Because they are my everything. So if you cannot accommodate them, I have no business with you. So let's take care of the kids. Leave alone about conjugal rights, leave around about these other things. But it is about you and your children.
Wow. Yes. It's about you and your children. Forget about how your body is feeling and acting up. But the thing that you need to consider is your children. We've heard of children that have gotten married together with their mom in a certain home, and it didn't go very well because the mother didn't consider some things. But just to go back to what we've been talking about how we should understand, and we can understand and support widows in our community. Please, my fellow viewer, this is a cry. We've brought widows into the show before. Esther is not the first one, and most of them say we don't understand them. We need to understand them. We need to bring ourselves to that level. But the Englishman said it's only the wearer of the shoe that knows where the shoe pinches. So let me say this. Let us try and to get into their shoes. Let us try to understand them. Let us try to hear, what are these things? Why are widows crying in our society? Especially this time, and saying we need to be understood, we need support, we need to be loved, and we need to be accepted. I want to say this. If you're a widow that is watching me, we want to say you're a powerful woman. If you're walking in the ways of the Lord, you are a virtuous woman. Sure. We are praying for you that the Lord will keep your children, and together, if the Lord see it fit to give you a home, God will give you a home. But at the meantime, do your part, support your children, and the Lord will be together with you. We love you, and we say you're a virtuous woman. Keep pushing forward. Until we meet again next Sunday for an exciting episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend to share the broadcast, to watch us, and let people know that the widows want to be heard. Till we meet again, let's say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.